If I'm being honest, I'm not really a fan of how the Midnight Studio is ending. I mean, everything should be wrapping up, but instead, it's just like, ugh. This is a disclaimer if you haven't seen episodes 15 and 16 of the Midnight Studio, please watch it prior to this review. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. First of all, I'm still not happy about the way they they killed off Detective Beck, because I mean, this man was good, okay? His storyline just ended really stupid like. And I don't understand how it's someone who's fighting for justice or who's fighting for this and that, and then you have that kind of ending for his storyline. You not only killed him once, you killed him twice, right? And I'm like, what? And then now, you know, with G1, she's supposed to be, she was an intern contract, right? She's supposed to get a full-time position after staying late doing all this work. But the guy, the boss, the chief decided that because she's doing such a good job as an intern, he doesn't want to promote her, and he instead hired his daughter as a full-time person, and the intern is supposed to show her what to do. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. It would have made more sense if you had promoted Jiwon and then made your daughter the intern. Then it would make sense for that, right? And then, with this whole interaction, you're seeing that Deputy Go is also becoming, resentful. And he's also, because she's getting mistreated. And I'm like, you're not gonna let him have a good transition either. You're gonna kill him off too. Like, I can understand this happens with bad ghosts, but you can't have the only two quote good ones that has been here from the beginning not have a good transition. Like, it makes no sense. And then, um, you know, when you look at what's her name? The female lead, Boom, right? So now she has the power to open the studio because um the night because when he saw the Grim Reaper, so I'm guessing this guy's the Grim Reaper, the one we've been seeing before, I guess was not the Grim Reaper. He is just an evil spirit. Um because they didn't look the same at all. When he saw the Grim Reaper, the Grim Reaper was like, "Oh, it wasn't a curse. Your ancestor wanted, for his son to live, to 35, just like himself, and then so I just granted that wish." And then he's like, "Oh, um, you know, he prayed that night and you prayed too to save the girl, just like your ancestor prayed to save his son. So now it's being switched over to her. So I'm guessing she's not 35 yet, or she's not 36 yet. So now she has the power to open the studio and help those other ghosts. But my it's like a confusion, because if you want the camera, why don't you just take the camera? He's like, oh, as long as the camera is, on Earth, it will someone needs to take care of it. I'm like, why don't you just take it with you? Because he doesn't want it. He didn't ask for it. And then you coming over here calling him like, oh, selfish this, selfish that. He wasn't the one who went and took the camera. It was his ancestors. Yet you keep this cycle going and then you're blaming him. So obviously, if something were to happen to her, and because she doesn't have a kid to pass it down to, and he didn't have a kid either to pass it down to, that would mean that someone else. So who would it be? I understand in their situation because she prayed. I mean, when she was gonna fall off the roof, he prayed to save her, right? Um, so then that would mean who would get it after her if something happens to her? What when if her friend would pray over her and then her friend would what? Her friend would take over now? I don't know. It's it had such a strong beginning and the rest of the end is like you should be wrapping things up. Like wrap it up. You shouldn't be causing more stuff. So now that she is, in charge of the studio, there was this woman following her around, and this woman was like messing up because now she has all these court cases. So the woman came into the trial and was like telling her to, yo, go take care of my stuff, right? And then which made her look crazy. So she had to get out of the trial, and then the following day she was supposed to go to trial again, but the woman was bothering her, telling her like you need to pay attention to me. I come first. Da, da, da. So she went to go take care of the woman and she did not um go to her trial. So now her friend that's also the friend that's also the lawyer is like um the friend that's also the lawyer got mad at her and like threw the papers at her telling her oh, I thought you were this, I thought you were that. I'm like, why is this even like why are we even having this this weird fight here in episode 15? It should have been more like, okay, she's still helping the other girl, they work together and close the case. This is the first case that you actually see them working on, like them both being in the courtroom. Even before, when she was asking the other lawyer for help, you never really seen them working on a case in the courtroom. This is the first time they're working together, and then you coming over here with their fight. I don't know. It's weird. Episode 15 was weird to me. Now he's trying to go into the netherworld to return the um to return the camera, and then you see G1 collapse at the end of episode 15. So it's like, okay, did she overwork herself and her cancer is back? Like what's going to happen to her? Episode 16 started a year later that it said, and apparently Kiju hasn't come back yet. And she's still doing the lawyer. She's still a lawyer, getting a lot of cases. She's even popular. She was on the front cover of a magazine. And her and the other girl, the other lawyer, friends. Are friends again. Um, but then yes, it's been a year and Kiju hasn't come back yet. So they go back in time to show you what exactly happened when he left. And when he got to the netherworld, the Grim Reaper told him yeah, you came in here with the camera. The only way you could leave here is with the camera. So it's either you leave here with the camera and you live and she dies, or you um you know, you let her live and you stay pretty much in the netherworld. But the whole time he was talking, he was saying probably, probably she'll probably die. And I'm like, you're the one making up the rules. Why are you saying probably? You need to, like, give accurate thing. I mean, I guess he wants them to make their own choice, but you're the one who granted the whole thing a long time ago. You're the one who's changing the rules. You the one who sent the thing over to her, right? So why are you saying probably? Probably. And so I got to like 46 minutes in as I'm making this reaction. And, once he made his decision, she was getting attacked by she was getting attacked by ghosts. And then the seal app happened again, and the mark that was on her hand disappeared. So like she was all happy that he saved her, but obviously I'm guessing at that point she doesn't know that he's not coming back. So we're gonna see how they figured out a way to bring him back, right? And the thing that I want to say, the thing that is still weird to me, because they're supposed to be in this relationship, right? And even um right before he made his decision, they did a flashback of when she was saying, tomorrow I know what kind of relationship we have, right? Because earlier she was like, oh, change my name to something, right? And he calls her in the affectionate way, right? And he saved her name under, my bone. But yet she still has him as emergency contact. And she still refers to him as Mr. So. So I'm like, are you in a relationship or are you not? Because and then now you're gonna get mad that he didn't come back, that he gave up his life for you, but yet you're still calling him Mr. So, and you're still calling him emergency contact. I don't know. It's a little weird to me, you know? And in terms of um Jiwon, and so Jiwon did wake up. She just overworked. So that caused her to faint. And that made, Deputy Go. He went and haunted Chief Kim. And I'm like, you should have done this a long time ago. But like now, he possessed his wife, he possessed both of his children, and then he possessed him while he was at work. And I'm like, that would have been funnier, you know, a long time ago. But we'll see if she continues working there. She said that the only reason she still working there even though he mistreated her is because um she couldn't find anywhere else to work, and not a lot of people want to take on a cancer patient. And I feel like that's also the reason why he kept her as an intern, because he even mentioned that he knows that she's a and he was like, that's why I don't hire, that's why we shouldn't have hired a cancer patient. And I'm like, you're such a jerk. Leak, why isn't this man fired already? After what he did, they technically should fire him. after they showed you that, the thing disappeared from her hand, they did another 1 year later. So I'm guessing to just show you what exactly happened that year later. I kind of feel like they didn't really need to do that 1 year later in the beginning the of the show. They could have just, you know, started it the way it was supposed to, and then just done a year later after that. So what happened a year later? Pretty much, pretty much, he, well, with the ghost deputy Beck, deputy Go. So he was allowed to stay in the land of the living, and he started teaching all the other ghosts. So like he was holding a class, a lecture, teaching the other ghosts how to possess people and how to do telekinesis and stuff like that. And he was wearing a ring, and so was she. Jiwon went on to become a deputy a year later, which I thought was pretty good. So they didn't mention what happened to the boss, but it's good on her that she got promoted to be a deputy in a year for her hard work. And then with Bohm and, Kiju, he went, he came back. It was one of the ghosts that he previously helped, like the little boy who helped him find his way out of the netherworld. So he went back, joined the land of the living. So now there's no more magical powers. Obviously, they could still see ghosts, but other than that, there's no more camera. There's no more, quote, curse. So what I find funny is that Deputy Go um, is able to hug and like pull on, yank on Kiju, but they don't show you that interaction with him and Jiwon. So it's kind of interesting that they're making them date, but I guess in order to do anything, he needs to possess someone um for 10 minutes in order to continue dating, you know? So I find that part funny. And they even showed you a clip of Detective Beck's ex-wife, and I'm like, why? I don't care for them. I don't care. Um, Especially since they gave him that kind of ending. He could have lived happily ever after too, or moved on, figured out a different way to like. I'm still on this. Like the ending is what brought my rating down. And stay tuned for how I'm going to rate this entire series. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.